On April 18, 1983, the Walt Disney Company launched the Disney Channel. What originally started out as a premium channel aimed towards families has now become a popular cable channel for kids and tweens, as they recently celebrated their 40th anniversary. In 1998, Disney Channel will introduce its sister channel, Toon Disney. Now this was the Disney Channel of my childhood. Don't get me wrong, I grew up with this too, but I prefer Toon Disney more. And you know what? Even though it's not around anymore, I want to pay tribute to another huge part of my childhood. So, let's get started. But first, a word from our sponsor, TeePublic. Visit the 47 Cartoon Guy TeePublic store to get tees designed by yours truly. You can also get these fire designs on stickers, phone cases, mugs, you name it. Go to teepublic.com/user/cartoonguy and check them out today. Also, while we're on the subject of Disney, I also want to promote the book, The Disney Revolt by Jake S. Friedman. It's all about the Disney animator strike of 1941, which one of the leaders was Art Babbitt, who along with other Disney artists were frustrated at the lack of better working conditions. So much history is in this book, and even some things I never knew. For any Disney fanatic, this is a must read. I'll link Jake's website below. Now, on with the show. My earliest memories of the channel would have been late 98/1999. The famed Disney Afternoon block was a little before my time, and it ended altogether in 1997. So this is my introduction to the popular shows from the block that now air their reruns on Toon Disney. Gummy Bears, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Gargoyles, you name it. The channel also aired reruns of non-Disney afternoon cartoons that originally aired on Saturday mornings, like the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the Little Mermaid series. I think some of my favorite shows back then would have been Goof Troop, the original DuckTales, Bonkers, Quack Pack, and of course, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa. Highly underrated if you ask me. It also goes without saying, many of the theatrical Disney shorts would air as well, usually in between shows during commercial breaks. Also airing were shows from animation powerhouse, DiC. In 1996, Disney acquired Capital Cities/ABC, and with it came DiC Entertainment, which is where we got stuff like Meet the Dinos, the live-action Inspector Gadget movies, the Disney Channel movie Genius, and Sabrina the Animated Series. Toon Disney would air many shows from DiC's catalog, which is where I first saw stuff like The Littles, Care Bears, The New Archies, Madeline, Mary-Kate and Ashley in Action, and even the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Much like Saban, DiC would eventually buy back their catalog from Disney, and the last show aired was Sabrina's Secret Life in 2004. I remember a lot of the segments between shows, like Toonections, showing how various Disney characters are connected with each other. But my favorite would have to be Toonology. As a cartoonist and animator, I owe a lot to this segment. This is where storyboard artists teach you how to draw Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and the rest of the Disney classic characters. This was around the time the show Mickey Mouse Works was still pretty new. I'll never forget 6 or 7-year-old me trying to draw along with the artists whenever they came on. Music videos are also common on the channel. You might get an original song like Toon Face, a pop song for the soundtrack of the latest Disney movies, and even weird ones, like the Disney version of Mambo No. 5. In 1999, there was a hit song by Lou Bega called Mambo No. 5, and it's about a guy who basically bragging about all the women he bangs. And knowing that makes it even funny when you hear how the Disney version switched out the lyrics to make it kid-friendly. Programming blocks were also important. Chilling with the Villains, Hanging with the Heroes, At Toon, The Princess Power Hour, Holiday blocks, and the weekday evening block, The Magical World of Toons, and movie blocks, like the Friday Night Movie and a double feature movie show. Tons of marathons too. I'll never forget Thanksgiving of 2002, my dad recorded the Timon and Pumbaa's Pickup Party Marathon for me while we were out. The bumpers were creative too. My favorite were the live action ones, which featured real people acting like the cartoon characters.
Wow!
By the 2000s, Toon Disney went through some significant changes. In 2001, there was a new announcer, the late great Joe Lasky, who you may remember as one of Mel Blanc's successors, voicing Bugs and Daffy, Sylvester and Tweety, Grandpa Lou from Rugrats, and a slew of others. In the mid-2000s, he would be replaced by fellow voice actor Jason Marsden. In the fall of 2001, two shows from Disney's One Saturday Morning block on ABC began airing reruns, Pepper Ann and Doug. In the fall of 2002, Toon Disney had a major rebranding, with more shows airing on their channel, mostly from Disney's One Saturday Morning that recently ended, as that block was being revamped into ABC Kids, and more acquired shows, including Garfield and Friends, which aired from 2003 to 2005. And I have to admit, I grew up watching reruns of it on all the major kids networks, Toon Disney included. It aired during the graveyard slot, but I was able to record an episode back in middle school. The most notable block during this era was Jetix. It was a weekend night lineup mostly consisted of action-oriented programming, not unlike Cartoon Network's Toonami, not just Disney cartoons, but also Marvel cartoons and Fox Kids / Saban stuff Disney owned at the time, like the mini Power Ranger shows. As the years went on, I started watching Toon Disney less and less. This was around the time they started dumping Disney Channel original cartoons on there, and of all these current shows, I assumed there was no room for the schedule for the older ones. Because in 2006, there was a block on Disney Channel that aired shows like Timon and Pumbaa, Little Mermaid, and Buzz Lightyear Star Command weekday afternoons. And I remember watching the block when I came home from middle school. During its last few years, Toon Disney was kind of in an odd spot. For whatever reason, they aired live action shows like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Jetix took up most of the schedule, and they aired Warner Brothers shows like Batman the Animated Series and Pinky and the Brain. I remember seeing that and being so shocked. Like, wow. Toon Disney aired for the final time, February 2009. It was replaced by Disney XD. I remember mocking that when it came out. The whole extreme thing died out during the early aughts, and this felt too little too late. I never watched Disney XD, but I was a little familiar with the original shows. Zeke and Luther, The Band Show, White Cousin Skeeter, everything felt like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel's table scraps. Toon Disney may not exist anymore, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. 2019, of course, marked the debut of the streaming service Disney Plus, featuring every Disney property you can imagine, including some of the old cartoons. I must have spent my whole day off watching Timon and Pumbaa and Goof Troop when it came out, as I haven't seen them in years. And Disney Television Animation still carries the tradition of making creative animated programming. Some I've really taken a liking to. Toon Disney was definitely an important staple of my childhood. Even if its demise was unfortunate, I still have fond memories of everything the channel stood for when it comes to celebrating Disney animation. Cartoon Network was the best place for cartoons, but Toon Disney was built from the best tunes. Until next time, I'm 47 Cartoon Guy, and I gotta fly. If you'd like to support this series and many other videos, click the link below to our Patreon. You could get a special credit at the end of each video, and a shout out to your YouTube channel or blog, a commission by me, and now my $5 tier, in addition to early access and special credits, you can request a Hanna-Barbera special or movie for me to review as part of my fantastic legacy of Hanna-Barbera minisode series. A lot goes into the making of these videos, and your help can make production go smoother, in terms of me paying for software, research materials, etc. And as always, if you're not able to donate, you could help by liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon. I thank you, and I gotta fly. I'll catch you later.